Are you building your business by doing open houses and you're always wondering what open houses I should do and what ones I should pass on? Well, stick around because we're going to uncover the best and worst open houses you can do. What's up, Risers, and welcome back to Agent Rise, where we help real estate agents just like you build businesses you love. And thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to talk about open houses, the best and the worst open houses you can do. But before we do that, I've got to do a disclosure here. Is this thing on? This thing here? I'm going to step right in here and make sure that you guys know that you don't want to just be listening to Neil here. You got to make sure you follow the rules and the regulations and the laws, and listen to your brokers. Because when you go out there and you get into these open houses and you're doing the best to build your business, you got to make sure that it's super, super important to make sure you're representing the seller. Your duty here is to get that house sold. Okay. Now after that, if the buyer's not interested in the home, then maybe you can go down that road of seeing if you can maybe work with them, okay? And I'm here to keep the rules, and I want to make sure you follow them, okay? So don't get crazy on me here, okay? That's all I wanted to say. All right. We'll see you guys. See you later. This is a great opportunity here. Can't believe I'm on the film. Okay. So here are the best open houses you should be looking for to help you build your business. Number one is a new listing that just went live that has no showings until the open house. I mean, that's the absolute best opportunity. You also don't have to worry about that open house getting canceled because it gets an accepted offer, and it really is the opportune time. The second best, and this is one that a lot of us forget about, the obvious one is the first one, right? The second one, and the one that a lot of us don't realize, is open houses on houses that have been on the market, let's say 2 weeks to a month, maybe even a little bit longer, that recently had a price reduction, is a great house to do an open house on. And the reason is because the buyers that are in the trenches, the buyers that are actively looking, they are going to the houses that have the brand new listings because they're caught up on the market. They're also the buyers that probably already have an agent. Well, the houses that have been on the market for a little bit longer are the houses that bring the buyers that are just dipping their toe into the market. They probably don't have an agent and they're just seeing what's out there. And so it's a great opportunity to meet a bunch of unrepresented buyers. But a lot of us don't even look at that as an opportunity. We think the best house is the brand new listing. And the truth is a lot of times we find great opportunities at houses that have been on the market for 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 weeks. And it's even better if it just has a price reduction because as it's kind of been revitalized and put into a different light inside the market. Another thing you should look for in the open houses that you do are houses that are priced a little bit above the median. And the reason I love doing houses that are priced a little bit above the median is you get a mix of both first-time home buyers that are looking for a house, and you also get some move-up buyers that might already have another house and they need to sell that in order to buy this house. So it really gives you opportunities to meet both buyers and sellers. And now the fourth reason goes with the third reason, and that is when you are in a median priced area, it's usually a high turnover neighborhood. Not always, but in most cases where we see a lot of turnover in neighborhoods are houses that are priced around the median, and high turnover neighborhoods are great to do open houses in. And the last one is more of a question. And this is the question that I get all the time. And it is, should I do open houses that aren't necessarily in my area? And this reminds me of an agent that I was working with that had purchased some Zillow leads. I know, the old Zillow leads outside of her desirable area. And what she was learning is that she was getting buyers that were calling on these outside desirable areas because it was more affordable. And what she was doing was meeting a lot of these buyers on the outside where the Zillow leads were cheaper, and she was then finding them houses that they could afford in that prime location. So I take that example and I think about open houses. A lot of times you'll meet buyers on the outlying areas that really isn't the most desirable area for you. It's not in your neighborhood, it's not in your farm, it's not in your area, whatever you want to call it. But if you are on the outside of that, oftentimes you can bring buyers into the area because they're looking on the outside because it's a little bit cheaper, right? Or more affordable. And what you can end up doing is meeting a lot of buyers out there and then bringing them in and helping them find the home that's affordable in that desirable area. So for that, I think it's a good open house to do, as long as it's not following one of the worst things to do, which is coming up next year. And that leads me to one of the worst open houses I think you should do, and that is out in a rural area. A rural neighborhood is okay, it's kind of in between that, but a rural farmhouse out in the middle of the country, it is so hard to get activity at those. I've done numerous of them in my career, and we just get really, really low activity. So that is one that I think you should stay away from, unless of course you've got a seller who wants an open house, right? But I think as far as meeting buyers, I think this is one that you should probably stay away from. Another one that I don't like is unique properties. So something that is really, really unique and kind of maybe even on the borderline of strange. I've done a few of these in my career where it's just an original, unique property. It could mean like a historic Victorian or a very modern contemporary floor plan that's just really unique. These open houses for me have tended to be really slow in the past. And the last one might be the shocker, and that is new construction. We find that new construction open houses are really slow. I think the reason is because there's no urgency in it. And I also feel like people are a little leery of going to new construction open houses. It's like going to the car dealership that sells the new cars. Like, you can see everything online and you really don't want to talk to a salesman. And I think that's what people feel like when they go to new construction open houses. And so with that, I've just seen new construction open houses be really, really slow. I've sat in many of them where not one person shows up, and it's just like lacking that energy that we get from a home that is on the market as a resale. There's urgency because it's one of a kind, and I think with new construction, like if they miss out on it, they can always build it. And I think a lot of the floor plans and everything that they're looking for are online, so they just don't need to get into a lot of these properties. So those are the best and the worst, and of course, I'm just scratching the surface. So I want to hear, what are your best and worst open houses that you've done, and let me know if you think I'm wrong on something. These are just my opinions and my findings, but of course I'm always about stacking lessons and getting better, so I'd love to hear your experience of your best and worst open houses. Thank you so much for watching this, and if you could do me a favor and like and comment. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every week when we release the new video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. And like always, remember to be the reason somebody smiles today.